Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today we're taking a close look at a phone that made waves back in 2016. The Motorola Moto G4, specifically the XT1622 32GB model. This is the international factory unlocked version, so we'll be diving into its specs, features, and most importantly, how it holds up in 2024. This particular variant is GSM only, so a heads up for those on Verizon, Sprint, or US Cellular. This phone won't work on those CDMA networks. However, if you're with AT&T or T-Mobile, you should be good to go. Always double-check those network bands with your carrier just to be absolutely certain before you buy. Now for the phone itself. The Moto G4 boasts a 5.5-inch display, which was considered quite large back in the day. It's powered by a Snapdragon 617 processor and comes with 32 gigabytes of onboard storage. While that might not sound like much by today's standards, remember this phone is targeting the budget market. One of the standout features of the G4 series was its near-stock Android experience. This means minimal bloatware and generally smoother performance compared to other budget phones loaded with custom skins. Let's talk about the camera. It features a 13-megapixel rear shooter and a 5-megapixel front-facing camera. Don't expect flagship-level photography here, but for everyday snapshots and video calls, it should get the job done. The battery is a respectable 3,000 mAh, which, combined with a relatively power-efficient processor, should provide decent battery life, even by today's standards. So, the big question is the Moto G4 still relevant in 2024? Well, it depends on your needs and expectations. If you're looking for a basic smartphone for calls, texts, light browsing, and social media, the G4 could still be a viable option, especially considering its affordability. However, if you're a heavy user, a gamer, or someone who demands top-notch camera performance, you'll likely want to look elsewhere. The aging processor and limited RAM will likely struggle with demanding tasks and modern apps. One thing to keep in mind with this particular listing is that it's an international version with no warranty. This means if something goes wrong, you're on your own. So, factor that into your decision-making process. If you're comfortable with a little risk and are looking for an ultra-budget device, the Moto G4 might be worth considering. Just temper your expectations and remember this phone is almost a decade old. Now, let's talk about some of the pros and cons. On the plus side, you get a clean Android experience, decent battery life for its age, and a large display. On the downside, the camera is nothing special, the processor is dated, and there's no warranty. It's also important to reiterate the network compatibility. Make sure your carrier supports the GSM bands this phone uses. In conclusion, the Moto G4 XT1622 is a budget-friendly option for those who need a basic smartphone. It's not going to blow you away with performance, but it offers a clean software experience and decent battery life. Just be aware of the limitations and the lack of warranty. If you're on a tight budget and need a simple phone, this could be a good fit. However, if you can stretch your budget a bit, there are definitely better options available in 2024. Let me know in the comments what you think of the Moto G4. Is it still a contender in the budget phone market? Thanks for watching.
Check out the video description for updated price. And thank you for watching this video.